All I wanted to do was to bring Alyssa back to life, but I couldn't protect her and I couldn't save her. You robbed Alyssa a lifetime of memories. Alyssa will never graduate from high school. Alyssa will never go to college. And Alyssa will never play soccer. She will never get married. And she will never have a baby.
What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
Yeah, no problem. Voices and demons?
Where's the voices? What happened?
Shut up. Just be quiet, man.
This is 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, and he's trying to fake insanity to reduce his sentence. But if he fails to do so, he could potentially face life in prison. In Parkland, Florida, Valentine's Day 2018. Nicholas Cruz would enter Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School looking to seek revenge. And once he got inside the school, he committed one of the most deadliest school shooting crimes in American history, with him killing 17 people.
Morning chilling images and 911 calls from the Parkland massacre, painting a timeline of terror. 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz seen here loading an AR-15 in the hallway of Stoneman Douglas High School as a frightened freshman walks past. The Sun Sentinel reporting that according to that freshman, Cruz telling him, "You'd better get out of here, things are gonna start getting messy." Moments later, Cruz killing 17 students and staff.
Oh my God!
And an hour after Nick left the high school, he'd be caught by police about 2 miles away. And watch till the end of this video, because at the end I'll show the footage of the parents actually talking to the school shooter.
Heading into this week, I was searching for answers, for clarity. And I sat with Attorney Satz and I watched you kill my daughter on video. And unfortunately, I saw you killing many of the others as well.
Make sure to get your water and popcorn because this video is about to get crazy.
What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
And him saying he's hearing these voices, this is where he tries to look and act like he's clinically insane. And once they brought him into the interrogation room, it would only get worse from here.
Put your hands up a little bit. Have a seat.
The cops would bring him into the room, sit him down, and he would gaze off into the distance as if he's not in tune with reality. But once the police would leave the room, he would look up and immediately look at the camera. And the second that he realized that he was being recorded, this is what he ends up doing. Nick would start punching himself and acting strange just to seem distraught and kind of off. And he was faking these abnormal traits just so he could reduce his sentence and claim insanity.
Alright, how you doing, Nick? You alright? Gotta be able to speak so I can hear you. Alright, I just need to ask you really your name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right, and then I'm gonna see if you want a glass of water or something. What's your first name?
The detective already know the answer to these questions, and their non-threatening nature is more likely for the suspect to engage in the conversation. It's basically just to make the suspect and the detective comfortable talking to each other. And although he's still trying to play the insane victim, him answering the detective's questions makes it easier for him not to go silent while being questioned. The detective asking him if he wants water also builds some sort of connection, making it easier for the suspect to talk to the detective and not just completely go silent.
Come on, Nick. Huh? Spell it for me.
Okay.
Come on, I'm old. You gotta talk so I can hear you. N-I-K. O.
L.
Okay. A-S. And what's your middle name? Come on, man, speak. Again, man, unless you want me to sit in your lap because you're talking so quiet. You're gonna have to speak so I can hear you. Let's get a little closer to the table so me and you can communicate. What's your date of birth? Okay, you need to relax, because I'm the last detective or policeman you're going to have to talk to. So right off the bat, that should be somewhat comforting to you to know that I'm the last guy you got to talk to. But the thing about it is, look at me. I got to be able to hear you. Okay? So all I want to do is get basic information from you, and then we'll get into the, whether you want a glass of water, all that stuff. Let me do this. You want cold water? You don't know if you want cold water? It was hot out there. I know I'm going to get a cold water, so if I come back with a cold water,
I don't deserve it.
whether you deserve it or not, do you want a cold water?
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm going to bring in two, because I want one. It was hot, and if you decide you want to have it, that's fine. But, again, I want you to understand, I'm the last guy you're going to have to talk to. What's happened has happened, but now me and you have got to kind of communicate so I can hear you. And again, I'm going to ask you, things about background and then, things about what happened. Okay, but you gotta relax, and I'll bring you in some water. You sure you don't want something to eat?
And him also denying this food and water from the detective shows us some form of shame, which basically means that he knows he did something so bad, tragic, and horrifying that he himself don't want to meet his basic needs. But just a reminder, this is just an act of insanity.
Nothing I'm going to do is going to be confusing. I just need to get your date of birth off the top of my head. What's your date of birth? And how old does that make you? 19. Okay. All right. Okay. 19 years old. Where were you born? What city?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you know what state?
Florida.
Florida? Have you lived down here your whole life?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't know what city? You don't know what hospital? Okay. All right, so you were definitely born in Florida. Okay, let me go get those waters, and I'll be right back. Okay?
And watch how when the detective leaves, his whole body language changes. You can see he goes from more of a tense and up-like body state back down to like a relieved state. Like the detective was an uncomfortable energy in the room, and once the detective left, all that stress and tension suddenly also left with the detective. But his demeanor again changes once he's reminded of the second camera in the room.
Just fucking kill me.
And he also tries to do many acts of self-harm to kind of show that maybe he was a victim in the shooting and not the suspect. But from what the detective knows, they know that he's the #1 suspect and he sustained no injuries.
Are you staying with a family member or a friend? Come on, you gotta relax, man. Because the questions I'm asking you right now are just your background questions. Okay? I understand what we're going to talk about is going to be difficult. I understand that certain things are going to be hard for you to explain to me. All right, so I'm going to ask you some background stuff. It's real simple. But you're the only one who can explain these things to me, okay?
For the next 4 to 5 minutes, it was basically just the detective trying to get Cruz to talk. For the majority of the interview, he was remaining silent and trying to put off this act of insanity. But as the detective continued to question him, he found out that his mother actually died 3 months before the shooting. But once the detective asked him about his iPhone, this is where it kind of gets weird. Check this next clip out.
What about your phone? Do you have a phone?
I lost it.
When did you lose it?
Today.
Today?
Today. Okay.
Okay. What kind of phone is it?
I don't know.
Okay. Is it a flip top, an iPhone, a Samsung? It's a phone. What's the number?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Nick, like I said, the questions are going to get a lot more difficult than what your phone.
Remember, dude.
Okay, but when?
I can't remember, dude. I can't.
Okay, Nick, calm down.
Okay.
You've already been medically cleared. I know what's going to be talked about is difficult, but again, you don't remember your phone number. How long you had the phone? How long have you had the phone? Nick, the doctor's already looked at you.
Okay.
Okay, you're fine. You're not having any problems at the moment, and you're perfectly fine. So calm your breathing down, all right? And I want to believe certain things that you're going to tell me, but, you know, if we're getting where you're going to hyperventilate over a phone number, okay? All right?
All right.
So what's your phone number?
You'd think that after shooting and killing over 15 people, being arrested by the police, and brought into an interrogation room, that he would freak out and hyperventilate then. But it's when the detective asks him about his phone number is when he starts to have a panic attack or hyperventilate. I know, really strange.
So, but you had, since your mom died, how long has your mom passed?
I can't remember, I think.
Okay. This year or last year?
November.
November? Okay. Okay, when your mom passed, were you living with her?
Yes.
Okay, what city was that?
Parkland.
Parkland? Okay. Remember the address?
No.
No? Who else stayed with you in Parkland with your mom back in November?
My brother.
What's your brother's name?
Zach.
Zach? Is the same last name as you?
Yes.
What's his middle name?
So for a sec, you can see that he kind of drops the act and becomes more engaged in the conversation. The detective would question him for like about 3 more minutes about his mother and try to get like a background check to understand why he did what he did. And then he would tell the detective that he was depressed for most of his childhood. He would also tell him about his drug abuse situation with Xanax and marijuana. And after that, he claimed that he attempted suicide by alcohol poisoning, but in his words, he just said he slept it off.
Starting from last night when you went to bed to this morning, did you do any kind of drugs at all? Any Xanax, any marijuana, anything like that? No. Okay. All right. I always ask these questions because I don't know you, man. Crazy question. Where are you at right now? Do you know? Are you in? Or what kind of building you're in? Do you know what I do for a living? I'm a police detective. You know that?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm a police detective. All those guys that escorted you coming down in the car, in the uniforms, you know what they are?
SWAT?
No, they're police officers.
And suddenly in that clip, Cruz was saying that he has no idea where he is and who the detective even was. Although we know this is an act, we still can't deny the possibility that he might actually not know where he is. And it has been noted in the past with many other situations like this where schizophrenia and psychosis played a part in allowing the killer to do what they did. And for those who didn't know, psychosis and schizophrenia is basically your brain hallucinating. You might have delusions, which are false beliefs that something happened that didn't really actually happen. You might hear voices that you've actually never heard. This is why Nick keeps saying that he's hearing these voices, but for all we know, he's not really hearing any voices.
Just remember one thing as we go into this. There's certain things I know, and I don't want you to get to the point where you think I'm being hard on you, but schools in particular got cameras everywhere, so I can see what happened, but I can't know what happened from your point of view until you tell me. So, again, you want to keep saying to me, I don't deserve it. So, to me, that means you have some form of remorse. You can't change what happened. I can't change it either. I wasn't up there with you, and I wish I could change it, but I can't. But the thing about I don't deserve it is to start off telling me what happened, and then we talk about why it happened, and then we go from there to try to understand why it happened. So when you say I can't remember, for you not to believe you deserve it, you remember. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't say that if you didn't remember what happened.
Okay.
So come on. All we gotta do is start off.
For the next half hour, Cruz would eventually open up and become less quiet. The detective would take advantage of this and would start asking him about the quote-unquote voices. And Cruz would eventually explain to him what the voices told him, and he claims that these voices were the ones to tell him to buy the AR-15.
No. Did the voice tell you to buy that AR-15?
Yes.
Did it tell you, hey, buy that gun, it looks cool? How many different kinds of guns did you look at before you decided to buy that gun? A lot? And was the voice helping you pick out the gun, or was it just you picking?
No, it was a voice.
Did did the AR-15 get picked out because it was similar to the gun that an Army Ranger would carry?
No, it was because of the voice.
Because of the voice.
Suggested. The voice.
Did you have a computer ever at the house? Because I had my partner looking back in the back.
I had a computer when I was with my mother.
Oh, okay. Do you remember ever posting something? Did you ever? Do you know what the Mississippian Guardian is?
What's that?
I don't know. I'm just asking you. Something was posted under the username of Nicholas Cruz on the internet, and it said, "I'm going to be a professional school shooter."
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Was that you who posted that?
No, wait, you said Missouri?
No, I'm just saying, it said maybe something towards like Mississippi. You ever lived in Mississippi? Ever been to Mississippi? I don't know. He's looking on that because on the internet somebody posted under your name, Nicholas Cruz, which is a somewhat common name, I guess. There's probably more than one of you out there. I'm going to be a professional school shooter, and it was posted. It was posted on September 17th. September 2007.
2017?
Yeah. So what month did your mom die?
November.
November. So this would have been something before your mom died. I'm not saying it's you. I'm just asking you if it is you. Do you remember ever posting anything on the internet like that? It may not be you.
No.
How about did you ever post any pictures holding any other kind of guns on the internet, like on Instagram or anything?
I think BB gun.
Yeah. Was it a shotgun maybe? Did you ever have a Maverick shotgun?
Maverick?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whose was that?
I have one.
Where's it at now? Is it at brother's house?
Home?
At brother's house?
Yes.
Okay. When did you buy that? Huh?
Trying to remember.
Did you buy it before or after the AR-15?
After.
Okay. Did you buy it at a gun store or on the street? Dick's Sporting Goods? Okay, you buy ammunition to go with it?
Yes.
Why did you need that? You know why you bought that?
I don't know why.
Okay. Well, like I said, this post that's talking about being a school shooter, you remember the Maverick shotgun, right? Do you remember earlier when me and you were talking and I asked you if you had any other guns and you said no?
Did I say no?
Well, you said BB gun. You didn't mention the Maverick shotgun. That I would remember.
No, I do have guns. I have a lot.
Huh?
I do.
You do remember saying that?
Yeah, I believe. Did I?
No, you never told me about the Maverick shotgun. I'm trying to figure out.
I told you I had other guns, right?
Well, you never told me about a Maverick shotgun. Is what I'm trying to get at. Is
Okay.
What other guns do you have?
High point.
A high point. What caliber?
9.
And when did you buy that? Before or after the...
Before my mother died.
Okay. And did you buy that legitimately? At a gun store, or did you buy it on the street?
I bought everything at a gun shop.
Same gun shop?
No, different ones.
Okay.
I just can't remember.
Okay. The high point 9mm. What else you own? What other kind of gun?
Two shotguns.
3 shotguns?
Yeah, I had 3 shotguns.
Okay, so the Maverick. What other kind of shotgun?
Remington.
Remington. What gauge?
Same.
12.
12.
And what other ones?
Mossberg.
Mossberg. What gauge?
12.
12. And what else? 3 shotguns, the AR-15, a 9mm high point. What other guns?
AK.
An AK-47?
Yes.
Okay. When did you buy that?
Recently.
What does that mean? Days or weeks or months?
Months.
Months? All legitimately bought under your name?
Yes.
Nobody bought them for you, right?
No.
Was anybody there with you when you bought them?
No.
Brother wasn't there? Because, we're going to do follow-up on it. I'm just asking you. Was anybody there with you or not?
My mother was with me when I bought all the other guns.
All the other guns but what?
But what was it? The Maverick.
Okay, the Maverick. So your mom was with you when you bought all the other guns?
Yeah.
Did you tell?
But she wouldn't come in with me.
Did you tell her why you were buying the guns? I mean, look. I got kids too. I'm taking my kids to the gun store to buy all these weapons. I think I would ask them, "Hey, Nick, why do you need all of them?" Did you ever have that conversation with your mom?
I told her
You told her what?
it was cool and to protect myself
Okay, protecting yourself from what?
from the boys.
Protect yourself. You needed 3 shotguns, 2 rifles, and a handgun. How many other handguns other than the high point?
I don't have any handguns. Just
Well, isn't
guns.
the high point is the 9mm is a handgun. It's a rifle?
And they make rifles.
Okay. Well, you know more about high points than I do. All right, so you needed all those guns to protect yourself from the voices, but the voice is in your head. How are you going to get the voice out of your head? With 3 shotguns, 3 rifles.
Just to keep him occupied so he doesn't do anything.
Did you have ammunition for all these guns?
Yes.
How much money do you think you spent over all these years on all these guns and ammunition? About
4,000.
4,000? When did you buy your first gun? How old were you?
18.
So was it just right after you turned 18, like on your birthday? Which one did you buy first?
Remington.
12 gauge? And you never took any of these guns to the range and practiced with them? Other than the AR, did you ever shoot the AK?
No.
How many magazines you got for the AK?
4.
4. You got ammunition for all 4? And they're all at brother's house?
Yeah.
Where do you keep them?
Safe.
Safe? Is there a combination to the safe?
No.
It's unlocked?
It's a key.
Where's the key?
My drawer.
Your drawer at the house?
Yes.
With the drawer to what?
The safe.
Okay, but the key to get in the safe is in the drawer in the safe? Where is the key to open the safe?
Shelf thing.
Shelf thing of what? Like a desk?
The dresser.
Okay. Is it the only key on a ring, or is there other keys?
Just that one. And
Okay.
Yeah, just that one.
You keep the gun safe locked all the time? Why do you do that?
To protect myself.
Protect yourself from what?
From my voice.
Okay. So you keep it locked to keep the voice from getting into the guns? Since me and you have been talking, have you heard the voices? What's it said?
Saying cut yourself.
For you to cut yourself. Does the voice like me?
Oh.
Does the voice like me?
He doesn't trust you.
Why doesn't he trust me? I'm pretty relaxed, ain't I?
I'm trying to figure that out too.
Well, what doesn't he like about me? I mean, I'm kind of grinning because I want to know what the voice's problem is with me. What doesn't he like about me? I treated you fairly. I've given you water. I talked nice to you. You know.
You're too nice.
I'm too nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times has the voice talked to you while we've been in the room here together?
A lot.
Has the voice said jump out of the chair and do anything bad to that policeman?
Saying kill yourself now.
I don't really believe there is a voice, to be honest with
There's
you.
a voice.
No, I don't think there is.
I'm telling you the truth. There is.
No. I mean, I feel you probably want to kill yourself because of what happened, but...
No, the voice is telling me to kill myself.
Okay, but the voice is telling you that the AR-15s is... You like guns, man. You want to be a ranger. You like guns. It's all right. There's cops like that. There's cops who got 50 million guns. You didn't buy guns because the voice said, hey, today I like Mossbergs, tomorrow I like AR-15s. You like guns.
Can you call the psychologist?
I've already got the questions from some of the psychologists. Some of the questions I asked you were from... Yeah.
I see.
That's the ones I asked you.
You can also see another change in body language right here. You can see that during the whole interrogation, Nick was kind of sitting awkwardly, like in this weird stiff and tense position. But as the detective tells him that he doesn't believe that the voices that he's hearing are real, he switches his body to a more slumped and crosses his hands over him position. This usually shows that the person is kind of feeling insecure, and him holding his wrist and kind of hugging his arm shows that he really needs something to kind of hold on to, because now he kind of feels that his story that he's giving the detective is somewhat challenged.
I don't know. I can't figure it out either, because I don't think the demon exists.
I think.
I don't think it exists.
No, like.
I think that go ahead, bud.
Am I able to like think to myself about it?
Yeah, sure.
That's all I'm asking.
Hey, you can think all you want. I'm just
thinking about the demon.
all right. Well, you want me? I'll leave you to think for a while, and then I'll come back and talk to you. I personally, I think you're using the demon as an excuse.
I'm not. I promise.
You could have stopped the demon by getting a prescription for marijuana. You could have stopped the demon by getting a prescription for Xanax. You could have stopped the demon by illegally doing marijuana, which you were doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon by doing Xanax illegally, which you were doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon anytime you want. You didn't want to stop the demon.
No, that's not true.
You didn't. You could have. I've given you 4 ways you could have stopped the demon, man. Okay, now you know you're just acting like that because...
No.
Okay, well, relax. You're just acting like that because I'm making sense. Calm down. I'm making sense, and you don't like when it makes sense.
No.
Because it doesn't fit into the story you're telling right now.
I'm telling you the story. It's true. It's
well, why are you looking at your arm now?
I'm trying to understand why.
Well, why didn't you want to stop the demon?
I don't know.
Because I think you like the demon.
No, I don't.
Why did you stop it then?
I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon.
Well, that's if the demon even exists.
Can I get an attorney or something?
You want what? An attorney?
Yeah.
Did the demon or the voice just tell you to get an attorney? Okay. All right. Well, you tell the voice that don't hit yourself in the head, because the attorney, the demon just requested, I will stop talking to you.
I'm scared.
You're scared of what?
I'm scared of what? Why the fuck wouldn't he protect me?
What?
Why wouldn't he protect me, man?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he protect me?
All right. Well, again, your demon wants an attorney. Does the demon know an attorney? Any name in particular? Okay. All right. Well, just relax. You're done talking to me. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Calm down.
And now that he asked for a lawyer, the detective really cannot ask him any more questions without the lawyer being present. And during the whole investigation, there was really no doubt of if he did it or not. They had video evidence. They have many witnesses at the crime scene that said that he was the person. And he also basically admitted it during the interrogation. And right after the interrogation, he was put in a holding cell until trial. But the insanity plea was still on the table because he didn't get clinically evaluated yet. So like a year into the trial, he was met with a psychologist.
And then what were you doing with the gun safe bag?
I was walking.
Okay. And you're
South of Humberg Road.
Okay, you're walking with it and you have the backpack kind of on one side. And then what happened?
I went through the gates. I looked at the guy who was watching me.
Oh, there was a guy watching you?
Yeah.
Was it that
I saw him radioing and I said, oh shit, I'm screwed. So I just ran into the building. And I told the kid to get out of here. I don't remember what I exactly said, but I said something.
Was the guy that you saw radioing and you said, oh shit, I'm screwed. Was it remember we were talking about some other security guy? Was that same guy?
No.
No, a totally different one?
Totally different.
And so what did you think when you saw him talking on the radio? What do you think that was about?
I thought he was I think he called Scott Pearson.
Okay. And what would that mean if he did?
Scott Pearson was coming.
Okay, and what would that mean for your plan that day?
To shoot.
But the psychologist kind of found that his memory was absolutely terrible. He said it was actually worse than a severe dementia patient. He also said that when he asked Nick to recall certain words, that he could very clearly recall them if he chose to. And the psychologist testified in court that Cruz was completely sane. He was just playing a game with the detectives and himself.
Those videos help you in your diagnosis.
Yeah, there are points kind of from all three videos, and I'll mention some of the key points. He clearly knew what weapon he was going to use and what he intended to do with that weapon. And that weapon is mentioned, the AR-15, in the videos. The videos were made in the days prior to the crime, not even on the morning of the crime, so there had been a good bit of time for reflection. In the first video, he describes that he understands what the likely emotional reaction will be from those he's shooting at, meaning that they'll either run in fear or run and hide, something to that effect. So he understands what shooting in a school, the impact that's going to have on others.
So with the insanity plea off the table, he would face the 17 counts of murder and another 17 counts of attempted murder. This is what some of the parents of the victims actually had to say to Nick.
And I walked away from the cemetery realizing no matter the outcome of the verdict, nothing changed. Jamie's still at the cemetery. Nothing changed. I'm still a dad who spent every day dreaming of walking his daughter down the aisle, who now will have to endure a lifetime of the reality that I won't get to walk my daughter down the aisle. There are, actually by a show of hands, anyone else in this room, because of him, going to have to endure not watching people they love get married? I am a person who has to endure the fact that my daughter is not in the college of her dreams because of you. Out of curiosity, does anyone else in this room have to endure the fact that their loved ones aren't in college? Because of you, I've had to endure spending Father's Day. My wife has had to endure spending Mother's Day. We've had to endure spending our time for birthdays at a cemetery. Anyone else, because of him, have to endure those things? Yeah. Anyone who claims that they had to endure anything close to what we endure, you may want to rethink your language and your choice of words just a bit.
That is what you killed. That's the spirit that you don't have and never had. With that blank freaking stare on your face. Okay, you should only rot in hell. You fired 139 rounds of ammunition on that day. 139. You could have stopped at any freaking time. After the first freaking bullet, you could say, oh my God, what am I doing? But you didn't. You continued to fire. And after the first four, you said, what the hell am I doing? No, you had to go to the second floor. You had to go to the third floor. You had to walk past Jamie Guttenberg's body like she was a piece of trash on the floor. The fact that I have to share my world with you is disgusting. The fact that I have to breathe the same air you breathe is reprehensible. I can't wait till that ends. Your sentencing today does not end the book. This chapter is done. But what we're missing is the epilogue. And for me, I look forward to reading that epilogue. What will happen to you in jail? You'll be passed around like an inanimate object. Your protection will be paid for by your commissary and probably with your body. You'll be someone's bitch, and you deserve it. Passed around from group to group until you get tired of it. You will be a commodity, traded like bubblegum, cigarettes, drugs, or candy. My hope, my prayer for my birthday present is to get word that you are dead. That the justice system was done in jail. That the prisoners and inmates that you have to associate with executed the judgment that this court can't. And I hope that it's the most painful judgment ever. Hope that when your final death comes, you have the same fear, the same agony as the 16 people you killed and my son. Hope that your death is slow and agonizing, because it won't be like a state execution. Prison justice is a bitch. When your fellow inmates execute the death penalty that you deserve, they will do so in such a cold, calculated, heinous, painful manner that you'll be wishing that the state of Florida had executed you in the compassionate way they must by law.
I remember that I touched her in the multiple areas where Alyssa was shot with my hands. All I wanted to do was to bring Alyssa back to life, but I couldn't protect her and I couldn't save her. You robbed Alyssa a lifetime of memories. Alyssa will never graduate from high school. Alyssa will never go to college. And Alyssa will never play soccer. She will never get married. And she will never have a baby. To the killer of Alyssa Miriam Al-Hadeth, my hope is that you are miserable for the rest of your pathetic life. My hope for you is that the pain of what you did to my family burns and traumatizes you every day. One day, God will decide your fate. As the Great Seal of the state of Florida says, in God we trust. May your life be horrific, painful, and show no mercy.
You blew his head, his marvelous brain and ideas and dreams. You destroyed them. Shot him 4 times. You needed an AR-15 to do that, because otherwise Joaquin would have beaten the shit out of you, hiding your actions. The middle finger, lady. Apologizing for a middle finger. You need to learn how to do a middle finger, so you don't need to apologize to anyone.
We will make sure that everyone remembers Alyssa. You, on the other hand, will remain in a cage like the creature you are. I only pray that you get to rot in that cage and that you are punished each day 17 times over for the 17 you murdered. I stand by others who say that you have no redeemable value. You killed without remorse, without compassion, without prejudice, so shall you receive the same in return. Prisoner 0893407.
I know, really sad, really sad. I really feel bad for all the victims and family members that had to go through this. My thoughts and condolences go out to them. There's also this video of this one kid that was in the hallway face to face with Nick Cruz as he had his gun in hand. And this is what he also had to say about the situation.
Hallways emptied, like, for me personally, it emptied super fast. I blinked and everyone was separated, gone, or on the floor. I remember seeing a lot of bodies on the floor. I saw the gunman come out. I saw everything of when the shots went off. I blinked and then everything just went bad. I started moving left to right, seeing what to do. And then as soon as I went left, I felt like a very strong, I don't really know how to explain it, but like a paintball shot to my right foot. And I didn't even recognize it at the time. I just felt it, and then it went into the cutout to where the bathrooms are. Then that's when I saw my friend there. And then Joaquin was there too.
Joaquin Oliver was in the alcove?
I believe so, yeah.
And who was your other friend?
Tyler West.
Tyler West. So it was the three of you in the alcove?
Yes.
Okay. Then what happened?
I realized that I was like, I feel something wet in my foot. I don't know what it is. I look down and I see my ankles blown off to bits, obliterated. I stood there. It felt like an hour just staring at it. I was like, oh my God, what, are you serious? This is happening. I was like, I'm feeling the water. It's like blood, and I'm hearing shots going off. People are screaming. Me and Tyler are terrified. I look at him, and he looks at me. I'm like, we're going to die. What do we do? And I peek around the corner, and I still see the shooters shooting into the classroom. I'm like, I see Joaquin trying to get into the bathroom door, but I know the bathroom doors were locked, but so I told him, stop, we need to figure out a different way to get out. So, but I don't think he really heard me or cared, but at that point I kind of stopped and trying to look for an alternative method to see if I could leave. So that's when I looked, see if the gunman was shooting. He still was. So I took the opportunity while he stopped, at least for temporarily, and I darted to cover to get closer to the exit. And I managed to, as soon as I started running, I was the only person besides the gunman in the hallway at the time, besides the bodies that were on the floor. He started out, since I was running, he targeted me, started shooting at me. I remember hitting the wall, and as soon as I hit the wall, I could see debris from the walls of at least 4 to 5 rounds coming off of the wall. So they aimed at me. I'm assuming. I was like, oh my God. As soon as it did that, the shooting stopped, and then I don't know. I can't really recall how long I was in that little covert for at the second time, but I managed to, as soon as he stopped shooting, again, run and exit. The first door I tried was on the very left, wouldn't open, and that was
when you're saying the door on the left. You're talking about the 2 doors that lead into the west stairwell.
Correct.
Okay, so the one closest.
The one closest to me,
okay,
or the east side. Yeah, it wouldn't open, and so obviously I went to the next one,
right,
and I managed to escape.
Okay.
Ran down the 3 flights of stairs and managed to leave.
Okay, and where did you run to?
I ran towards the football field.
Okay, and did you finally did you hear anything when you were running on the football field?
On the football field, yeah, I heard shots.
Okay, and then did you finally get to safety?
I did, inside of a locker room.
But Nick would face the full consequences for his actions. He would get 17 counts of premeditated murder and another 17 counts of attempted murder. And he was given 34 consecutive life sentences, which would amount to over 1,000 years in prison. And only one juror decided against the death penalty. Also, please check out the website down below known as Chew Chains. We have men's jewelry, chains like this. I promise you it's some pretty good jewelry, and they're on sale right now. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like videos like this, please check out my next one. If you guys want to see what happened when the suspect outsmarts the detective, click on this video right here. But anyways, goodbye.